Hello, it's been a while since I ordered any art supplies, but this time, after having evening arts club with my son, I actually discovered that I quite enjoy drawing with oil pastels. Maybe the result is not as amazing as watercolors and ink and my trusted color pencils, but I really enjoy the process. It's like painting with a butter stick. Just really relaxing. So I just wanted to kind of explore a little bit more. Since I have this old set, I have another one like this which is very crumbled and in pieces. It's a really old look. It was 24 zloty, which is, that must have been absolute years and years ago. And I got this one I think when my son was little. But I also have a really old set from around, oh my gosh, maybe almost 30 years ago, which sounds absolutely dinosaur, but when I was a teenager I wanted to try it, and I chose oil pastels. I don't know why, probably because my granddad used to paint in oil paint, and I thought, oh, that might be something maybe similar, but no one explained how to use it. There was such a shortage of any books, there was no internet practically in that time for me. So I did some paintings, some drawings with it, but kind of abandoned that. And here we are, many years later. You can always come back to it, and I treated myself to this one. It's not top of a range, it's not the most expensive. I didn't even know it's going to be Chinese, because I thought it's like a Royal Talents for some reason. I don't know what was I thinking, but it's actually Paul Rubens. Was he Chinese? I don't think so. But this is 49 colors, and oops, these are the sticks here, the colors. I'll take that off so it's not so blurry. So these are the sticks. They are only little, they're not very big, but you know, it's quite nice to draw with those. There are limits because you can't really go much into detail. However, I bought these little silicone sticks. See how that works. And I also heard about linseed oils that you can play with that and melt things a little bit. I also have my old orange solvent, which is supposed to be very safe, so be careful when you use that stuff. You might want to wear gloves. I'm not sure, hopefully I'm not going to be intoxicated by that, but I thought we could open that lovely 72 colors together, because I never had really done proper unboxing, I believe. And here are the colors. This is what tempted me. Let's just take that foil off. And I found my old palette knife, which also could be used actually for pastel, oil pastels as well. Ooh, I like the box, like a mat. Let's get rid of that. Yeah, really nice selection of colours, I have to say. You have three different blacks: Payne's Grey, Mars Black, and Black. I love that the names are like watercolour names. You've got Vermilion, you've got Naples Yellow. So that's going to be easy for me to find my feet when it comes to colours. Look how many different greys it's got. Well, that grey too, probably. Sepia, charcoal, light grey, cold grey, medium grey, yellow grey, red brown grey. It's just going to give so much more depth into the colours. I wonder if that's supposed to be mixed to dull it down a bit rather than white. And there's only one white, I think. Let's see. Maybe I'm wrong. Dum, da, da, dum. It's like opening chocolate box. Aww. What's in here? Obviously I cannot read that. Okay, this is like a color chart. So you have different sets you can get, and just to give you an idea, the Pentel pastels, I can't remember if this amount of them, it's really inexpensive. It's like £8 British pounds, something like that, if I remember well. These were £32, and they were a little bit discounted because it's a special kind of time of the year on Amazon. And if you wanted to go crazy on the price and quality, and go super battery, I think Sennelier sells for £130. So that's the last one I checked. But look, you can create a beautiful loose painterly things. You can scratch, you can do combination, gradient, mix color, stippling, superposition. So it gives you an idea for techniques. I did have a little look at the techniques as well on YouTube. There isn't that many videos on oil pastels, I have to say, like for example watercolor. Yes, how fantastic. It's got a chart, it's got kind of big size. That's the only thing that is different to this. Is handy, this is easy, you can take it out, you can take it easily, but anything that is kind of bigger, I struggle to fit on my desk, I struggle to move it around. But this always makes me happy that you got a chart that you can swatch. Fabulous. And oh no, they moved about. Wow, the colors are so vivid. So I'll have to put them back in their place. Whoa, they're so sticky. Like I touch my, this is very oily. I don't know if you can see. It's like a sausage, like a grease from the sausage. Amazing. Wow. Very, very different to that. Let's just put side by side the stick of each. This is kind of used the least. Put them next to each other. Yeah, this is much chunkier, and you can see here as well. Let's see how that's going to behave. So what I'm going to do, I'm just going to have a very basic go with those, and then we're going to play with those mediums to kind of get them smudged and see how they mix, because that's important in the oil pastels. So what I have here is my big sketchbook, and this is mixed media A4. I got this one on Amazon as well. It has a kind of off-white color. I really like it. I'm so excited. Right, so how about we put a little line here, and that's going to be, what is the name of this again? Paul Rubens. Love these pencils. These are my Caran d'Ache Super Color Soft, because I have bought some extra few single ones, and this is just a Faber-Castell. Most of them are. Okay, what should we do? Which color? Oh my goodness, look how many blues, look how many greens. Oh, how many browns. That's a selection. That's beautiful. And these are very much like a bit too bright. I know they need to be bright, but these are more usable colors. So let's see how they kind of work. This is gorgeous color. It is pale pink. So I'm just whoa, guys, unbelievable. Imagine that you get a stick of butter in your hand and a little paper, and you just put it down. What? How lovely. That just feels so relaxing. Let me put that here for a moment, and let's take the Pentel one. Okay, let's just choose like a pink color. And this is much chalkier. You have to press harder. You can definitely feel more resistance here, which could be a good thing and bad thing. It depends how you look at it. Let's mix it up with maybe with this, with something completely different. This blue. Whoa, how vivid. The pigmentation is just unbelievable. It's literally, no, it's just a thing. It's not really bending. Like, I feel like it's bending, but it's been a hot day here today, but I don't think it's that much. So you can rip it off, and it has a little bit like a line that helps you go up, just up to here. It's probably not very comfortable to hold it by that stickiness, but what you can do, you can break it, you can keep it like that, and you can kind of create those coverage, which is beautiful. And then you can go over. Oh my goodness, I'm gonna have so much fun with these, I can tell. So I'm just going like that over. And can I do it with these? I've got those open. Okay, these are not so easy to rip here. They're just a little bit tighter, a little bit drier. Oh, sorry, I had a little bit of dirt on my nail here, I think. Okay. So a little bit of chalk here. Obviously this paper has a little bit of texture as well, which is great when you have pastels to show that if you want to, if that's what you're after. And I don't know what colour, maybe this one, just do the same. Yeah, they work really nicely. It's just this is different experience. Butter, it's melting. I think you need to be really careful in the hot weather. If you live in a hot country, I wouldn't be surprised if the whole thing melts. So I've seen people also using palette knife and just picking a tiny bit and kind of sticking in the like a flower bits, just a tiny bit here and there. So you can do that. Let's see if I could blend anything with this tool. So if I take that, and it's very, very soft, this silicone. If I'm pressing that, it is just giving away. Yeah, I can do that. Not the easiest. And then here is very difficult. Can definitely see the big difference in that. I know that people have been using stumps as well, and also I have some of those what they call cotton swabs, cotton buds, and that will take away some of this. Probably not the best colors to mix, to be honest. I'm not very happy about the wastage of these, because you'll have to go probably for a lot. I'm not entirely happy with this. Let's see, because there's another technique. You can just scratch things out. If you, yeah, that works quite nicely. So if you cover that with one color, you have, for example, that nice coral underneath, and then you cover that with blue on top. And then you can take your palette or something else, like a stick, something really sharp, and then you can kind of scratch. That gives a really nice effect. Can we do that with these pastels? Let's take a look. So we have really light. That will probably just mix those two colors into a brown mush if I do that. Okay, if I go like this, not too very hard. See, I haven't done that before. This is new to me, some of it, I think. Okay, that works too. But obviously there's a nice contrast here, and it comes off easy. Or here you have to really put your arm into that. So far these silicone things, I don't know if that's gonna be any help. Yeah, that works quite well on this. Okay-ish. I feel like I'm going to break it at any point. I've seen people working just with their fingers, but again, I'm a little bit wary about toxicity of it. So I'm gonna have to research, and maybe I've seen, because I didn't want to go ahead, you know, when you think, oh, now I'm gonna do pastels, and you buy absolutely everything designated for pastels, and you buy this and that, and you end up with lots of gadgets. And I thought, wait a minute, just see if you even enjoy that, if you like it. And then I thought, I'm going to buy like a silicone kind of thing that goes on top of your finger, and you can use that. But again, it was a few pounds, so I didn't want to pay that. I'm just checking different colors here, how they would mix. Oh, it's not easy to take them out if they're so greasy. That puts me off a little bit, that greasiness. So if I go and mix that, Whoa, how beautiful, beautiful. And if we layer white on top and mix with white, so this is just white on top. Wow, so rich, beautiful. Obviously it gets kind of dirty, so you have to from time to time wipe it off. I think I'm going to go through them quite quickly. It just goes down. And then you can sometimes just mix. It doesn't kind of blend with that color because maybe I didn't put enough. Let me see what I mean. So if I put quite generous amount of that blue, and then yeah, it will mix, and you vary the pressure, and it's going to be lighter and not so light. Okay, that's fine. But I think with the mixing with white, I think these might be better. Let me try the Pentels. I feel like it's not so precise, that one, where that one's easier. Look at those poor little whites. Yeah, I think that gives a nicer effect when it mixed with white. Maybe just my opinion. But maybe it just needs practicing with that one bit more. So that's fun. Let me just scratch that. See, okay, not easy to come off on this. Pressing as hard as I can. Okay, so once you put it on top, maybe it's easy to scratch that top layer from another one. If that makes sense. Okay, let's do our chemicals. So we have linseed oil, which normally I would use for my oil painting. Can I open this? Oh my god, it's not that bottle. That was absolute hell to open. So I had to ask for a little help with the opening that linseed oil. I don't know what's going on with it. And your room's supposed to be nicely aired here, so you have some air to not to get stuck with those chemicals. But you probably know that by now. It's just the tiniest bit. I really like the smell of linseed oil. It really reminds me of my granddad's paintings. Sadly, my granddad's no longer with us, and I regret not ever asking him how he painted stuff, and we never really practiced together and did anything because I thought he's doing such advanced techniques. I didn't even thought I could even try. So how weird. Don't be scared. Right, testing time. So that's linseed oil. That's the really lovely smelling orange solvent, which is great. So what we're gonna do, maybe kind of red. Start here. I'm going to have to write down because I will forget. Linseed oil, and this is orange solvent. Linseed oil, orange solvent. Yeah, the annoying thing is that they produce this kind of sticky little bits, dirts, that it's easy to brush with a brush, but if you do that, you could just ruin your work if you're doing something very precise. And then, oh, let me do one more. Apparently with these, it's a bit harder because they get really stuck. That's what I heard on one of the videos. Okay, and maybe, oops, honestly, it's not easy to pick up these ones. Oh, so nice. Also, I'm a little bit scared I'm going to break it, so you have to be kind of a little bit gentle. So if I'm using that, it blends so nicely together already. Because that's what you can do, just to stick on stick, or I don't know what to call it, crayon on crayon. And here you can do that too, to the extent. Yeah, probably lighter on darker, I would say. And then let's try those So I'm going to use my Q-tip, is it? Linseed oil first. Okay, kind of melting. I wonder what would happen if I was using a hairdryer. That's for another day. I don't think I can go upstairs and bring that. Okay, you can make it into a really thin layer. Interesting, interesting. Yeah, you can really nicely actually mix that. Yeah, I love it. If you want to really smooth, but I don't know if that would work just with the without linseed oil. Let me try, because maybe we don't even need that without. Yeah, you see, it's blending beautifully without as well. It just pains me that you will go for lots of these and it's not very ecological, I would say. Okay, let's grab another one. For this experiment, I will designate that. Okay, and now we're having the orange solvent. Just gonna pop in there. Yeah, it's definitely melting. And it will evaporate after a while. Well, I love the, it's good to know what your materials can and cannot do, but I do love that messiness, that a little bit. I don't like it being too smooth, so that just defeats the object for me to have that, because I can have a very smooth, like a watercolor wash or whatever, if I didn't want that. But sometimes you want to blend, and let's blend now on this side. So we have linseed oil, it works pretty similar. This one's easier to blend because it's just generally very, very greasy, and I think that grease is helping to move it around. Yeah, I would say that, even going overboard. And then let's try that orange solvent. Oh, okay, it's a bit stronger. Interesting. Okay, let's just take that here. How would that? Just a bit dirty now, so it doesn't make sense. Okay, so what can we kind of think? Let's see if I can put another layer on top here. Quite easily, and that's the technique I like, this kind of stippling. And can I put any other layer on top here? Let's choose a yellow as well, so it's more visible. Yeah, it allows me to go quite nicely, actually. I don't think I can use anything like a crayon. Like a pencil. Oh, a little bit to extend. That thinner layer, it does. But obviously, Doodle has its limits. And here, not so much, just a bit. Maybe it's the wrong choice of colour. I'll have to go. Yeah. Okay. That's a good thing to know, that you can tidy up with it. But probably it's not for the job. I wouldn't use it for that job. How about Posca? Can Posca go on top? I doubt that, because it's all greasy. So it will probably, yeah, it will clog it up. Oh, it doesn't like it a lot. Why is it so watery? Let me try that. Orange is always to the win. Yeah, that's nice and big. But I think it won't like this greasiness. That looks really lovely. You could ruin your Poscas on that, I think. Maybe acrylic paint will go on top. How about these? Oh, I wouldn't even put these on because they are gonna get ruined. They wouldn't even work. But it is interesting to see the color pencil that are actually, you know what? They actually go fine. How about here? Oh, okay. So they go okay if you put it with solvent or linseed oil, but not so very much on the when it's just by itself. A little bit. And here, yeah, that's fine. That could be a nice combination actually with the color pencils. Give a little bit precision, because sometimes it's missing. You put everything very, very yeah, that's gonna be really good. Like for example, grasses, you put dark grass and then lighter, and what's missing is those kind of tiny little strands like that. And then what you want is those kind of tiny ones. That looks really cool. How about that? It's not going to be very light. I think it's more darker ones. It will blend more with another color. Let's try really, really bright light color on top. Yeah, that would work nicely. Combination of stuff. That's why I love mixed media. Let me try one more time with that kind of grass effect. So we have this layer, kind of dark. Let's put even darker. And then a little bit of shadows with those blue shadows. So that's our kind of base. And then lighter. Oh my god, it's so greasy. I think I would wear like some sort of protective gloves, maybe. Okay, and now we can take that pencil and do a few more precise lines, maybe lighter one will work. Would the blending work? Is any solvent or anything? Let's take a fresh one. Okay, that's a bit of blending. That's nice. Lighter. Oops. Oh, that's cool. So it gives really nice effect if you blend it and then go with a pencil, more defined. And then let's try that. Imagine you can have a different scratchy things as well. You could use fork or whatever you can find in your house. Let's just try one of these. You can probably blend it and try again. So if I go tip of that pencil, old toothbrush. Oh, that gives a beautiful texture. Don't know if you can see that detail. So guys, this is my little trying out of these and Pentel pastels as well. Trying them side by side, see how they work. The only thing we haven't checked, and I can do now, is trying both of them with each other, if they would work. That one on top. that works fine. And if we try Pentel first and then that one on top, also works fine. So they can be mixed and you have, all of a sudden, you have all those colors together. And I think that's a bonus. That's a great idea to have. Oh my gosh, my hands are so dirty now. But it's going to be fun playing with these. It's mainly what I bought them for, just for fun, for loosening it up, for just having a little bit of a relaxing time with them. Not creating necessarily artwork, but nice clouds. Yeah, I need to get gloves on. I think I'm gonna run out of that white pretty quick. Wonder if they would kind of darken the color. Yeah. So yeah, I might be adding some more videos, guys, about these in use. I might be doing some little videos. There's also lots of videos on my TikTok. Right, thank you so much for watching and see you next time. Bye.